I know the impact that he got on the community. You know what I'm saying? And I never can go against nothing that when people really got positive influences is really rare. You know what I'm saying? Like people got influence and they using it the right way. It ain't really it can never be no beef with nobody. You know what I'm saying? People can have disagreements and all that, or maybe not see eye to eye on views. But like far as like what you do for this city, it's only a few handful of people that we can really be eye level with and talk to, and them the people that you really can't have no real beef with.
Welcome back to another episode of We Are The Ones podcast. This is a podcast where we have extraordinary conversations with extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. So happy to be here today. What's up, Avi? How you doing?
What's up?
You're looking good though.
Thank you.
I like the hair,
Thank you. Yeah, because I'm working out a lot and the hair be sweating. Yeah. I'm over it. I'm over the sweaty hair.
I said that this week I was gonna because I always wear hats on the pod, right?
You do.
And I was just like, I'm going to come out with the fresh baldy this week. We went to the barbershop today, got the fresh baldy. And
you still wearing a hat.
I got this big ass pimple right on the middle of my forehead. It looked like a bone sticking out of my head. So I was just like, you know what?
So the hat is for the pimple now instead of the head.
Absolutely. The hat is staying on.
Okay. So how you doing now? How you feeling? You feeling good this week?
I'm West Black and highly favored, man. I'm good. I can't complain.
Right.
I have no complaints in the world, So
very well.
I'm excited though. I'm super excited because
a lot of people are excited about this
episode. This episode here, oh man, people
have been anticipating this one.
We've been asking people, who would they like to see on the podcast. Yep. This man got a lot of requests to be on the pod.
Yes, he did.
He got a lot of requests, and I was like, you know what?
It's a lot of love behind you.
Yeah,
a lot of love behind you.
We got to make it happen somehow, some way. I'm super excited. I've seen this brother really take a brand from like its infancy stage and grow it into like this $1 million brand. And we don't like to talk too much about people's personal finances and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's really important for people to know that because it shows them that it's possible.
It's possible.
Fact.
It shows them that it's possible.
Absolutely.
And honestly, I will even venture to say that it's probably the most iconic brand that we've seen here in Buffalo ever.
Oh, by far, hands down.
Ever in Buffalo.
Appreciate
hands
that,
down.
man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
And and the great thing about it is that it goes beyond just Buffalo. It goes way beyond just Buffalo. So we want to get into his
man
story.
With a vision.
Yeah, we got the man, the myth, the legend himself. My God, Mr.
The myth.
No, it is, and you know what? He is somewhat of a myth because like if you see him on social, he don't have no profile picture
at all
on his social media. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
Nah.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, we gotta check, and we're gonna talk about that too, because that's actually one of the questions I want to talk about. But we're gonna get to that. I want to welcome my brother, Mr. Eric Rawls, to the show. Man, what's going on, Brian? How you doing?
Look at you. Look at you. Gotta take a little sip.
Early. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I appreciate y'all for having me for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking your time, Eric.
So, bro, listen. I know this wasn't even planned at all. I needed to dress like this. Invisible elephant in the room, right?
Yeah.
Because I was telling folks, that you was coming onto the pod.
Okay.
And somebody was like, I thought you had beef with him. I'm like, I never had beef with Eric.
Why would you have beef with him?
I was like, I never had beef with him. Yeah. I think there was some times in the past, around, I think it was when I was doing 30 under 30 some years ago.
Yeah. I used to make a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Eric
you know what I'm saying?
Eric has no filter. You know what I'm saying? He'll get on and say what he say.
But it be love though.
Yeah.
It don't be.
Oh, it's love.
Yeah, it don't never be no like personal. You know what I mean? It just be. I be on some funny shit.
Yeah. So and it's just like I'm like I said, never had an issue with this dude whatsoever. Okay. But people, there was several people who seemed to think that we had like a legit issue with one another. So I just wanted to clear that up right now, just to let the people know.
I wouldn't even be here, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me and this man has never had an issue with each other.
Okay.
So he's just he's passionate. Like I said, he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. And I don't mean that disrespect. I mean, I'm serious when I say that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he says stuff on like, yeah. So
I be acting crazy.
Yeah.
But like 30 under 30, like when he was doing that, I didn't even really know what it was. Cause you know, I live in Charlotte. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I have been removed from Buffalo for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
See what I'm saying? So I moved in 2009. Okay. So I didn't, like, I would see it here and there, but I didn't really grasp what it was. And then then that just started being so big. And I'm checking my time clock. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, bro, I'm about to be. Hey, I moved at 24. When Livin B been gone, but I'm like, but by the time it was really crazy, I was already past 30. Yeah. So that was my joke. I'm like, damn, am I gonna get the 40 under 40? Who's doing 40 under 40? I'm like, can he bump this to 35 under 35? You know what I'm saying? But I also got a joke with the mayor, same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be like people that know me and like you know, I deal with the mayor's office. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you deal with them?
Yeah. Okay. So like, I do a lot of summer youth stuff, and I do. You know what I'm saying? So they you go in there, you see a lot of I'm Livin B. So it's like it's no real shade, but it's like I got a joke when I'm like, yo, why I don't have a day yet? Yeah. That's one of my big ones on Facebook. Yeah. Like, yo, like everybody got a day but me. So you walk in City Hall and you see 11 I'm Livin B shirts. Right. The mayor got I'm Livin B shirts. But why I ain't got a day?
Look at you.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so it'd be a joke.
Eric wants some recognition.
Okay. It be playing.
He wants some acknowledgement.
We can make that day happen. I can definitely make that day happen.
I'm sure.
It be playing because, like, for me, it's more about like I'm really from the community. Yeah. So like when I walk outside, I already get the recognition. Anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't really be that. Like when people I grew up with bring their kids to the store, and Facebook, call me, Instagram me, and like, yo, you motivate me, and we seen you do this. Like that's really that's all the recognition I really need. You know what I'm saying? I don't really need a day for real. Cause I can get a day. I know what to do. I know how that works. But I make the joke like, yo, where am I? Every time somebody get one, where am I at? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all that shit. But I never had no, you know what I mean? I know the impact that he got on the community. You know what I'm saying? And I never can go against nothing that when people really got positive influences is really rare. You know what I'm saying? Like people got influence and they using it the right way. It ain't really it can never be no beef with nobody. You know what I'm saying? People can have disagreements and all that, or maybe not see eye to eye on views. But like far as like what you do for this city, it's only a few handful of people that we can really be eye level with and talk to, and them the people that you really can't have no real beef with. You know what I'm saying? It is no matter what. No matter if you don't like what I say on social media, you know, when it's time to get out here and move and shake and do something, you know what I'm saying?
You know exactly who those
I'm
people
with it.
Are.
I know if I need to really get in contact with some people that's powerful, I know who to call. You know what I'm saying? So how can I have, you know what I mean? So, you know.
Okay, well, I got to see how funny you are on social media. I got to see what you be saying.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, look, I just told him I walked in. I just came from seeing my girl Christina Bishop at her hair salon.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, me and her did a lot. Me and her did about 3-4 events together as far as giving back to the community. But I'm gonna show you what I just posted this where I walked in this joint. You know what I'm saying? I just left her shop. This is what I posted on the social media right here.
What is it? Get dead in the face and say braids with the craziest.
Braids with the grays crazy. Like she told me that to my face. Like, cause you old, bro. Why you got braids? Hey, midlife crisis, man. You know what I'm saying?
Midlife crisis? You there already, Eric?
I'm there, man.
Listen, if I can grow my hair back, I'll grow some too.
For real. Still got my line. It's just gray.
Yeah.
You know
okay. So that's why you got the hat on today.
Well, I'll keep a hat on. Don't even know I got grays, really. You know what I'm saying? But you know, she exposed it, so. Yeah, this shit be, man.
But no, I'm glad we were able just to clear that up for the folks, man. Because it ain't never been nothing, and likewise too, man. Like, because people, there are people who do know, but a lot of people who don't know how much this man actually does give back to the community. You know what I mean? He is, you know, he's back and forth between here. He lives, you know, down south. You know, he's still his base is still here. You know, but he gives back like in an amazing way. here in the city of Buffalo, giving back to the youth, giving back to other people, other aspiring business owners and things like that, giving them game on how they can start and grow their businesses and such. So
that's what's up.
You know, like iron sharpens iron, bro. You know what I mean? So I just appreciate all that you're doing, all that you have done, and all that you will do. Because I know, you've done well, bro, but I really feel like that you haven't even scratched the surface of
I feel the same way, bro.
Yeah. That's good.
I feel the same way.
That's good.
So let's talk about it, man, because like you, again, you have this legendary brand here. Like you can be anywhere, not just in the city, but I'm telling you, I'll be in airports all over the country sometimes, and I see I'm Livin B somebody's t-shirt on, you know, or a hoodie or a hat or something. You know what I mean? So what got you into the space, bro? Like, you know, I mean, again, you born and bred here in Buffalo, right? But what sparked that idea for you to kind of get into this clothing brand space? Man,
it's so crazy, man, because I tell people this and they think I'm just trying to downplay it because it's so short and simple. Like it's just I'm Livin B. We used to say that in the hood all the time. Yeah, in the neighborhood, just like I'm Livin B. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like every time you bust some new sneakers or bust an outfit, bust a car, whatever you doing, whatever you getting new, it's like I'm Livin B. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it was like we just was always saying it, man. And then I was just scrolling on. Instagram was barely out there, maybe Facebook or something, and we were still on the laptop at this time, like the desktop. So I'm scrolling and I see like, hey, make $19, make your own t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. And I was going to LA for first time ever actually, and I was going to see. This was when Chris Paul was playing for the Clippers, and he took them from
Lob City
to the playoffs. And this was the biggest, maybe still to this day, this is the biggest sports weekend in LA history because they had the Lakers in the playoffs, Clippers, and the hockey team, and they all play in the same building. Okay, so they was having a game at like
Center at the time, right?
Yeah, like 1, then a game at like 5, then a game at like 10, same day. So it was real crazy. So I had and the fight was that weekend. It was real crazy. So I end up seeing this joint on the website, like get a shirt made. So I was using their fonts, like you know what I'm saying, using their fonts. I'm Livin B. I made 2 shirts, and it was like $50 with everything. You know what I'm saying? It got to me, man. The logo was like as big as. The logo was small as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting the 2 shirts, and I wore them out there. And it was like the hotel I was staying in was like where everybody was at. It was just real live. It was called LA Live, JW Marriott. They actually shot the movie, Think Like a Man. One of them type movies was shot in that same hotel. The shit was dope. So, long story short, man, I'm in there with the shirt, man, and they keep stopping me. Like NBA players and people, family and celebrities. Oh, you from New York? Because of the saying, I got on the Pradas and all, you know what I mean, looking like so I'm just like, the one dude like, where you get that from? I'm like, shit, my man sell it. So I'm just like, yo, shit, what's the website? And I'm fumbling. I'm like, shit, give me your number. You know what I'm saying? So I had at least every bit of 15, 20, like people asked me about the shirt. 3, 4 of them was like celebrities, NBA players and shit. And then I just got home and I'm like, damn, I might be on to something. Right. So I end up going to the mall the next day, and man, I made 10 shirts for $100. Man, made it bigger, made the logo bigger, of course. Shit, I posted that shit, man, and I sold 9, kept 1, and shit made like 180. I made an extra $80. Kept it moving, and I just ain't never really stopped since then. And that's really, like I said, that was really one of those big long. I wasn't a fashion guy. I grew up mad poor, so I ain't even had no. I never had no Jordans. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't grow up on Jordans, none of that. So I was never like the fly guy. You know what I mean? In high school or grade school, I just seen that is like supply and demand. I felt that void, man, and I just kept going. That was really it. That's nothing. No bing, no, you know what I mean? No big significant pow happened. That just was really it.
It kind of sounded like you was at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good. So, question: when you said you grew up poor and everything like that, what's kind of your upbringing, your siblings and your household dynamic and things of that nature? What did that look like for you growing up here?
My mom. So I actually grew up like a little bit up down the street from here. My my mom, single mom, you know what I'm saying? So it was me. I'm her oldest son. Then she had my little brother, he's 10 years older than me, 10 years younger than me. Then my sister, she's like 8 years younger than me. So this was us three, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it was really, my mom worked a lot, you know what I'm saying? So she was working like the 3 to 11 shift. So like when I get out of school, it's like shit. I'm like the man of the house.
You have to take care of the house.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we ain't really, she ain't had no car, so it was just take her a long time to get back and forth. So it was like, it was a lot of, to myself time.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just that was my beginnings, man. My mom, like I said, we didn't have a lot, but it was a lot of love in the house. My grandfather, he tatted on my arm. He was like my pops.
Okay.
Showed me a lot of values and shit like that. But
what's something your grandfather said to you, or something that you took from your grandfather that still to this day you hold dear to you?
Man, he got us saying, man, don't be a dead man walking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I actually had moved in with him, like into high school, and you know, it was a crack house next door. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That joint was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? All night, all day. You know what I'm saying? And he used to be like, "Yo, them niggas dead man walking." And I ain't really get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then he like, "Yo, like that's not what you know what I mean? Like, they really dead." You know what I'm saying? They ain't no tomorrow for them. You know what I'm saying? As I look back at it, I mean, a lot of them really not here no more for a lot of different reasons. So that was just a thing. Like, you gotta just, you know what I mean? You just gotta be outside being productive. That's basically what he was saying. Like, just be productive. You know what I'm saying? So, was there ever a time where you kind of hit a valley? And if you have, how did you bring yourself out of that? Whether it was like in your mind or anything like that.
I mean, like a low moment in your life or something like that.
Yeah, I've been on joints, man. But I'd probably say a more bigger pinnacle was when like, so my mom moved out of town first. She moved from Buffalo to Charlotte. My mom is handicapped, so she had like real bad arthritis and shit like that. So, you know, southern weather is better for you.
Absolutely,
so she kind of just jumped up and left me. You know what I'm saying? So I was on probation. I couldn't leave out of the city anyway. So I was sitting here like, damn, I'm by myself now for real. Like, what am I going to do?
How old were you around this time?
I was like 22.
Okay.
She left I was about 21, 22.
Okay.
And I moved at 24. So I had like a 2-year gap, you know what I'm saying, where I was just really no holidays with family. So I was really, you know what I'm saying, probably a 3-year gap. I started getting more locked in with like the people I grew up with, like the right people, you know what I'm saying? And I was spending holidays with the white brother, my man Jamo, man. Shout out to my boy Jamo, one of my good friends. His mom was like the neighborhood mom, and she just cook for, it could be 40 people pull up, she cooking.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So I started spending holidays with them, and I'm just like, damn, it feel good, but it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So ended up, you know what I'm saying, just trying to get there. It was a tussle. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't travel. I ain't really had no good reason to get off probation at the time. Then I just wrote a letter to my probation officer like, yo, man, my mom live out of town. I'm trying to get off. What can I do? I mean, you get a job, man, working for 6 months and show me, you know what I'm saying, you really real with it, then I'll let you off. And you got to go down there though. So I end up doing everything right. And then I shot down there, man. I was living with my mom. It was crazy. I'm living with my mom now. I'm 24. I've been living on my own since damn
near.
You
hated it, didn't you?
I ain't living with my mom since I was damn near 16, 17. So you go from, you know, total freedom, doing what you want, and then living with a man, my grandfather, to living back with a woman. We got 2 younger siblings. It was crazy. So that shit only lasted about 6 months. It was over, you know what I'm saying? But that was, you know what I'm saying, one of the things that was a little rough, just not being around your mom, you know what I'm saying, for that long, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean that's you know, I know that feeling, you know, like you, I grew up in the hood. You know
for sure.
I grew up in the hood. Like you know, brothers got, you know, caught up in the system and everything, you know what I mean? Still in the system, you know what I mean? And being forced to be that man in the house at an early age, you know, like it kind of robs you a little bit of
your childhood,
you know what I mean? And you really can't do the things that a child is supposed to be doing, you know, but at the same time, it forces you to you learn a lot. You grow up fast.
You learn quick.
You learn very quick because it's fight or flight. You know what I mean? So, so you learn things along the way. And while, I never want, I have a son now, and I never want my son to experience. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But I never want him to experience anything that I ever had to go through coming up. But I think all of the values and such that I learned along the way in all of the trials and tribulations, these are things that I can pass off to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even, he's not going to experience those things, but he ain't going to be like this sheltered kid either. You know what I mean?
He had both sides.
Yeah, he could definitely have both sides and be able to go back to, to where he came from, or, just be, immersed in the culture and not feel like that he's an outcast or anything like that.
Man, it's really all about, man, everything what you said, and to go on top of that, like just having, like, it's crazy. Like, we don't look at it as such because we still living in it, but like my son, he 8, you know what I'm saying? So we got the same name. So like he playing ball now, and he moving around, and I play ball, so he moving into the same rooms that I was in, and they all know him, and they all giving him a head start, extra step ahead of other kids because of who his dad is. You know what I'm saying? It's like people would be mad at LeBron, at little Bronny, at LeBron's son, saying he's not that good, and but bro, your job as a father is to make your kid's life easier.
Absolutely.
So if LeBron James' son if he's not shit, what does it matter?
Right.
If he gets to the NBA or whatever they goals is for him, it's okay that he may only get certain situations because of his dad. It's okay. That's what you can sleep in the funeral home good with that.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because you propelling your son and your daughter to stuff that other kids don't. Some people don't even got dads. You know what I'm saying, or moms or whatever. So you propelling them. That's what you're supposed to do. Because like my dad wasn't really around, so. When I walk, I'm a junior, but I'm really the first Eric Rawls now because he don't have no impact. Like I walk around and don't nobody say, I know your dad.
Yeah.
That for my son is impossible. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible.
It's absolutely impossible.
So it's like, that's what it's really about though, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So with your son being 8, I know that there's already some things that you are instilling to him business-wise, just in life and everything. Was maybe 1 or 2 things that you tried to really instill in him once he started to understand like what life is about and everything?
Just being responsible. But he's so young, man. It's tough to get.
It's tough to get through to him.
It's tough to get through. They don't really know left from right yet. You know what I'm saying?
8 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have no focus. So I can't make him focus on nothing. But I just try to put in him that he could do whatever. Like you don't got to be no businessman. Livin B might not even be around when you're 20. You 8, you know what I'm saying? This joint might be wrapped up, sold, and packaged to somebody else now. It might be in Sweden.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like we might be selling cars or something in 2020, and we 20. Yeah. So it's like, I want him to be able to do what he want to do. You want to go to school, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a preacher, you want to be whatever you want to be, bro. Just, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta do something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta just work hard. I just show him just working hard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You just work hard. That's really it.
Yeah, that's
cool.
So I want to kind of get back into the business side of things, man, because again, you've been able to create this truly iconic brand here, and I'm interested in learning kind of like the how behind it, right? So at what point did you realize, like you said earlier, you were selling some shirts and you realized, okay, like it might be something to this. What was that point in your journey where you just realized like, okay, this is it for me? Yeah, this is it for me.
Man, it was a few, but I'll say, man, I started paying attention to my numbers more. Like I'm big on saving always, like, because again, like people that come up, I ain't gonna say just poor, but like that don't have a lot, they take care of shit like more. Like I've worked with children who are like super deprived and got crazy backgrounds, so they one pair of sneakers gonna last that whole year. But they might not get another pair. You know what I'm saying? They eat all their food. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So I take care of shit, but I save. I always saving money and saving everything was always. I probably still got clothes from high school. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Somewhere in good condition because I didn't have a lot.
I wish I could fit some stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like once I started looking at the numbers and seeing the shit that I was doing, just freight like trunk out my trunk and seeing shit, I'm like, God damn, like I done made $20,000 out my trunk, like. I don't need to be doing really too much, nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like this is getting good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just start paying attention to the money trail. The money trail started, you know what I'm saying, being my navigation. You know what I'm saying? Like this selling, this not, this is what it is. You can do better with this. And once I start really being able to just straight survive off just that, I was like, it's time to turn this shit up. Like I can do a lot more, you know what I'm saying? But once I really started getting hits from like the strangers was really what did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I tell people
the
all the time.
Strangers is
That's
what do it, bro.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Because of
absolutely.
course we from here, so you're gonna get a lot of, I call it like a honeymoon stage for a lot of brands. They you know what I'm saying? Like when you first drop anything, it's always a whirlwind behind everything of support. But then once the family done bought everything and the friends, it's like you gotta tap in with real consumers. So once, man, I start getting people from just everywhere buying on the website, bro, and then I start recognizing that this is like really a staple of the city. Like when like people that's not even from Buffalo, people run down on them in the airport or say, "Oh, you from Buffalo? You got a Livin B on."
Oh wow.
And at first I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. But then I'm like, yo, that shit crazy because they not from Buffalo.
Right.
But this is like Lenovo's. You know, this is a low key Lenovo's, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a low key.
No, for sure.
Like, you know, and they be like, say you from Buffalo without saying you from Buffalo. You can't not say I'm Livin B somewhere in this tent.
That's a fact.
It's no way. You know what I'm saying? So once I start seeing that, bro, the website just started turning up, man, and it just got different, bro. We start having cancer patients walking in, bald, going through chemo and shit like that, man. Like, we need this shirt, you know what I'm saying? And we doing breast cancer drives, and it was just a lot of impact. Once I started seeing that, I'm like, yeah, this shit can really go, you know what I'm saying? But
So the one thing that people always say in business is that you have to stay consistent. But with you, Eric, what's something else that you would say that you really need? Because like you said, it wasn't until you hit those strangers. What else did you do besides being consistent to hit that market outside of Buffalo?
Be yourself.
Okay.
That's like the number one thing for me. I always tell people, we in a new day and age in business, bro.
Yeah.
So you don't have to look like my boy, he know how to turn it on and off. I might see him with a suit on. Yeah. I might see him with a hoodie on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I said, he might come hat, no hat. You know what I'm saying? It's just, we in an age where you don't have to look the way that they trained us to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to talk the way that we used to do shit. You know what I'm saying? So being yourself, like, either you're gonna take me as I am or you're not gonna take me. So that's like real value of my brand, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, I say some outlandish shit, you know what I'm saying? Hands down, I've said a lot of wrong things, you know what I'm saying? But I've still stayed to me. So if anything, motherfucker gonna say like, well, that's just Eric, you know what I'm saying? Being him. And so when you know it's like validity behind a person, that shit is inside the brand. So like I'm putting my all into this joint. Like I ain't giving you no half-ass shit.
Right.
If mistakes happen, but I ain't here to beat you for your money. I ain't here to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here for that. I'm not here to look down on you. Like you my customer. So all that's coming from just being the person I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? People know like, this really him. Like ain't no capping, nothing he talking about. Like if he feel it, he gonna say it. And if he gotta apologize, he will, but 9 times out of 10, he really meant that shit. So it's the same thing with the brand.
So I'm glad that you said that you're not trying to beat money of your customers, because something else that we hear a lot too is Buffalo not gonna pay that. You know what I mean? So when it came to your pricing for your brand, how did you come up with that and be comfortable with saying no, this is what you're gonna pay? I
just had this conversation. I was just on the phone when I was meeting him to come in the door. I was on the phone with my boy Ricky Jones. He got a brand called Couture here, and we just was talking about making sneakers. And I told him that's not my niche.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a price point that I'm not beating over my customers with. You know what I'm saying? You got to sell $200, $300. You know what I'm saying, to make it make sense. And so for me, I'm poor. I'm from poor. I can't sell a hoodie for $250. That's not me. Now, other brands can do that. You know what I'm saying? That's their market. My market is the poor. You know what I'm saying? My market is for the mom that was like my mom. My mom ain't had. I do a $12 hoodie sale, and so that was like that was my turning point. You know what I'm saying? Financially, and that was my turning point. Marketing wise, you know what I'm saying? I did a $12 hoodie sale probably 4 years ago, and I made I did 100,000 in 24 hours.
Ooh,
you know
so that's what it was.
Yeah, so that was like the one of the big turning points, and it was like, cause I'm from the street, so like we watched Frank Lucas, that movie American Gangster. He like, man, should I sell it the cheapest? I sell the most. That's what he said. So it's like he's selling the best shit, the most shit, the fastest. So if my hoodie 40. 35, 40, if I'm only selling one an hour, if I've knocked that motherfucker down to $12, I might sell 50 of them joints. So I'm like, you know what? Frank Lucas, man, you that boy. You know what I'm saying? So I took that philosophy and I took Nipsey Hussle. He did a joint. He had a book he recommended called Contagious. It was about like the Philly cheesesteak, about how they had a $100 cheesesteak at one point out in Philly at this spot, and it's like, how would you sell on a $100 cheesesteak in Philly, the home of the Phillies? Yeah, you know, when they $8, $9, $10. So it's like a philosophy of marketing. You know what I'm saying? But so once I figured out, man, like this coat right here is $240, but this ain't for everybody. I have T-shirts that's $6 on my website. You know what I'm saying? So I stay in a niche where I got a few things that's high end. Yeah. Sweatsuits, that's 100. But my mark is more of, you know, people that don't have a lot of money. And it's more of us that don't have it than that do. Right. So that's my niche. You know what I'm saying? That's where I go with price point. So if you can't buy a hoodie for $12, then you just don't want to buy my shit. And that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm glad that you talked about that, because I feel like when people start their brand, they just want to go to everybody, and they don't understand that you have to have a niche. You have to understand like who your audience is. So would you feel like everybody should be having some sort of niche like that starting out, to where you have a price point that's cheap like that, or does it just depend on what their product is or whatever?
You for me, man, I always tell people you gotta let the people dictate everything. Niche, price, you gotta try it. But if they ain't biting, they ain't biting. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, like, we all wanna come in and we all wanna be fucking Louis. We all I would love to sell tees for 600. You know what I'm saying? I would be lying if I said I wouldn't. But the people and the people gonna dictate what you can and can't do. The people gonna dictate if that shit too high. So if I make 200 of these jackets and I can't sell them, that shit too high. Okay. Or it might not be that sweet. You know what I'm saying? Which one? You gotta trial and error and just figure out, you know what I'm saying, what your niche is. You can't control what your niche is. The streets, the people, the consumers, they tell you what your niche is. You know what I'm saying? So
with that being, that sounds like a lot of trial and error. So do you feel like there's a lot of failures before you can find your sweet spot?
I ain't gonna say failure. It's just try. Like so in that book Contagious, and back to Nipsey Hussle, and I got I actually got his tattoo on my arm. You know what I'm saying? He was a real big person in my
shout out to
my view, my view of just ownership and shit like that. But I had a hoodie I had a tee that was $60. This was six years ago. I had a hoodie that was 80 to 100, and it was like, I'm a nigga that's selling stuff for cheap, but they like, damn, why you got a joint that's 80? It must be something that's different. And they was fire, you know what I'm saying? They was some fire, and that was probably my best seller. So, you know what I'm saying? One of my best sellers for like 2 years, and then it died down, year 3, died year 4. But it was like, I didn't like the hoodie. You know what I'm saying? My store, my graphic guy created it. I hated it. When we put that shit out, that shit was crazy. You know, I still remember, man, when I first put that joint out, man, Benny and them, man, shout out to my boy Butch. Them boys had a show at the Town Ballroom, first time damn near ever. And that shit was so on fire. I get a call. Like I said, I didn't really know. I knew of him. I didn't know him that well. Like that's my boy now, but this is like 6 years ago. I mean, I get a call, yo, man, Butch said he want that hoodie. I'm like, shit, tell him pull up. I'm like, nah, the show in an hour, man. Could you meet us close? I'm like, I can meet y'all a couple blocks away. They said, fuck it. They pulled up. I'm about to give it to him for free. You know what I'm saying? He gave me, man, about 100, 120. He gave me a tip and all that. I see what you're doing. This is what it is. But that's just the buzz of that hoodie. This shit was $100. It was an $80, $100 hoodie. So it was trial and error. But that shit caught. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then it died down. You know what I'm saying? So you got to put it out there and just see.
So if something is trial and error, you would say just put a little bit out there, because a lot of people put their money into it first. You know, they have to do that first. So if it's trial and error, putting stuff out there, just put a little bit out there instead of.
Yeah. What you can afford, man. You know what I'm saying? Put it out there and see. But if you a real hustler, it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I believe that I can sell anything. I say that all the time on my Facebook too. I think I can sell air to a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. So I feel like I can never lose with nothing. You know what I'm saying? If it's something to sell, I can sell anything. Yeah. You got to have that mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, you talked a little bit earlier about, just some of the marketing techniques, right, that you had, the $12 hoodie, things like that. Give people some game, because it's a kind of a two-part question, right? Because one, I want you to give people some game, especially those up and coming clothing designers and such, who's looking to get their brand out there, some different marketing strategies or techniques that they can use. But also too, the second part of that is, what do you think was, been the key to your success when it comes to your staying power, right? Because we see brands come and go. People start a brand and they just come and go. Yours has been very consistent.
Yeah,
it's been very consistent, and and again, to the point where now it is like this iconic brand now. So what's been the key to that success? Because again, a lot of people, when they start in these things, they have, some of them, they just go into it and they look to somebody like Livin B, right? And be like, okay, if he did it,
I can do it.
I can do it. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It's strategies behind it. It's marketing strategies. So kind of give people some game on that.
Man, follow what's hot is the first thing for sure. Like I say, some of my best selling shit I didn't even wear. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta follow what's hot, and then you gotta strike it. You gotta strike it. You gotta put it all into that. You can't be rolling the dice at shit that's not proven. Like if it's proven, it's like the stock market, bro. The stock market has been proven profitable for 100 years. I don't give a fuck if that shit down 1 year. Like right now it's down. That doesn't mean pull everything out. You know what I'm saying? What is proven, that's working, you go with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you got an item that's, man, they on it, man, you gotta fuel up. You gotta put it all in until it run low, until it run dry. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the biggest thing, man. And do what you think is best. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't put a lot of value into what people. Everybody always come with the you should do this. I don't like that. I tell people off the rip, like, less suggestions, more support.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I'm expert at this. You know what I'm saying? So if you not feeding your family off selling a t-shirt or selling a hoodie or a sweatshirt or a brand,
how they gonna tell you what to be doing?
It's not a lot of value in what, like, I don't get it fucked up. I've had some people tell me some things. I was like, damn, that shit was clever, but it's so few and far. It's so few that it's like you got to stay on your course, because you don't want to be running in circles, like trying to try this, try that because of what they said. You know what I'm saying? You got to just stay down with what's working, man. That's really it.
Yeah,
that's the good one. You know what I'm saying? Just stay down with what you got going on.
Right.
Push.
So how do you use, because another strategy obviously for people to use would be, or a tactic or a tool, is social media, right? It's the low hanging fruit. I mean, you can reach, a large audience.
That's the key.
How do you use social media? And I want to be really specific about this, because and I mentioned this earlier in the pod, like if you go on Facebook, like you barely see your face at all. You don't see you at all on social media, right? But you've been able to use it in a way to help you elevate your business. So, so can people do that? Do people have to be the face of their brand in order for it to grow?
Hell no.
Okay.
It's so crazy because I'm working backwards right now. So I'm taking the pictures and shit now. This year, 12.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw you on your website. I was looking. I was like, wait, that Eric?
So I'm doing it now. I didn't used to do it.
Yeah.
I used to pay people to have people. You know what I'm saying? Like my shit is so real organic. I just go on a hashtag and steal pictures. Because it was a 6-7 year run where motherfuckers was just, you just couldn't go nowhere without hashtagging I'm Livin B with the shirt. Now I'm begging people to send me pictures, bro. Like I'll sell 500 sweatsuits, bro, in a week, and I won't get one picture.
Oh wow!
And it's like that doesn't mean that they didn't sell because they sold. I don't have them, but it's not. Everything has changed, so it's not the same allure as when the first years. It was like, this is the staple. We gotta add, post, send pics, and I had mad content. Now I'm struggling for content because niggas is just buying and wearing, and that's it, and throwing the shit in the washing machine. It's like Nike. Like you don't get Nike and take a picture like I got the Nike shit. It's just regular shit now. So it's grown into like a common, just we wearing it. So it's been tough. It's been an adjustment that now I've been having to wear it because I want to get my pixel. I want to get a good flick. I don't have time to wait no more. You know what I'm saying? I have to get it. So the last year, I've been posting this shit. You know, and I hate it, but you definitely don't have to be the brand. You don't have to be the face at all. You don't have to. It's cool, but you don't have to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So Eric, I know you don't want to go into the sneaker business since you said what you said. But is there anything that you do want to get into with I'm Livin B? Anything that's not sneakers.
Anything profitable, man. Anything profitable. Anything that gonna have an impact on our culture. I try anything. Okay. Yeah, I try it.
And can you just let our audience know? So, what is it that you're doing in Buffalo to give back to our community so that they know what you're doing?
The thing I'm focusing on now is more like with the kids and shit like that. Okay. Like, I've been talking to schools. What's this? We haven't done it probably since end of 21, but I think we took a break 2022. But yeah, I teamed up with the district attorney's office and the Buffalo police. So we go into the schools and we do like a anti-gun violence initiative. I lost a lot of friends to gun violence. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? I'm a convicted felon for gun possession. Okay. So they thought it made sense that, you know what I'm saying, I have a real story behind it, you know, getting jammed up young, you know what I'm saying, doing shit like that. So I bring my real life experience, and I'm one of the biggest brands here. So when I come into these schools, it's like I'm one of their favorites, you know what I'm saying, here, you know what I'm saying. So we've been to a shitload of schools, man, you know what I'm saying. So that's more or less what I do. You know, I walk in looking like them, you know what I'm saying, walk in looking like them, talking like them, but I tell them I can switch it up at any time. Like these people that I'm with, these are the district attorney's office. These people that's gonna put your ass in jail if you keep playing these games. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here just cause. I'm not here. They could have picked anybody. They could have picked the Buffalo Bill. You know what I'm saying? But I have a real connect with the kids. So I'm focusing more on that. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to, you know, if I can talk to a couple kids, man, and have them, shit, it's more than a business. If I could just have them say, damn, man, he made a mistake too, but he okay now. You know what I'm saying? Don't be Debbie Downer on it because you might have messed up. You know what I mean? Y'all motherfuckers 16, 17 years old, bro. I went to jail at 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's just like y'all, but doing something probably wasn't even my fault. You know what I'm saying? So I try to connect that way. And that's like my biggest thing as far as giving back though. But other than that, you know, we all do a lot. I partner with people and just do, you know, book bag drives and gas giveaways and just whatever we can, you know what I mean, if it makes sense, you know what I'm saying, you know, just shit like that though.
Yeah, I know one of the things that, you know, just looking at everything that you have been doing and the impact that you've been having in the city, not only just in business, but just in your give back efforts, you know, it's something that, you know, like, again, something I've always admired about you, you know, but also wanting to at some point seeing how we can collaborate the efforts, man.
Oh yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean, and really do something super impactful.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I think you're tapped into the culture in a way that I'm not.
Right.
I have my connections and my influence and all of that type of stuff.
For
you know what I mean? And we can add a lot of value in that way. So we definitely got to connect offline about that. But we're about to wrap up. So the one last question I think I want to ask is. You've done a lot. You've been super successful in your business and such. If it's one thing that, knowing what you know now, all the successes and all of the setbacks and everything that you've had in business and everything else, if it's one thing that that you've learned over the years that you wish that you could have told yourself back in the day when you first started this thing, what would that be?
Hire an accountant.
That's
Big facts.
huge. That's huge.
Big facts.
It's crazy because my accountant just was calling me. I swear for Jesus. My late man, my accountant man, Maya Pierce.
Maya,
that's my accountant too.
Maya Pierce. You already know.
Maya got buffalo a lot.
Yeah. She just called me. She probably cussing me out. I probably done did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? But yes, all seriousness, get an accountant, man. People think they cost a lot, or they think you got to be making this whole shitload of money to have an accountant. Or to just have somebody, tracking you what you're doing in business. But that's the major thing, man. People be upside down and don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? You think you're making a whole lot, or you think you can afford to do certain things, but you have to know what you're making to know what you can put back into your business. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, like you said, we in a social media world, man. So the money is on a Wi-Fi, website, Facebook ads. All that shit is like real deep, real serious. So you don't even know what you can afford to do with marketing if you don't know how much you're making. And your accountant is supposed to get you on track with that. You know what I'm saying? So if you only making $500 profit a month, man, you gotta know that. Because that shit might look like you making $2,500 a month profit, but you don't really understand your bottom line. So if I could do it over, I would have got an accountant faster. Faster. But other than that, man, shit, everything's been the way God wanted it to be.
Word.
So, you know what I mean? That's really it. Sure.
Yeah, I can echo what you said about the accountant piece, man. Because I thought I was doing it for a while, and I actually went to go see Maya,
man.
And she got me right, man.
Go get you together, man.
Yeah, definitely. So, we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate all that you're doing. We wish you nothing but continued success in your business and in personal and everything that you got going on. If people wanted to connect with you online with the brand, how can they do that?
At I'm Livin B on Instagram. That's the brand page. If you need some printing, it's at I'm Livin B Printing. And shit, man, Facebook, man, I'm still outside on Facebook, bro. Like I'm still the one you could hit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still answering DMs and shit. I'm still on that, man. So.
Well, Eric, I just want to say I'm so proud of you because you are changing your whole generational line with what you're doing, and what your son is going to be able to be exposed to and see. It's just going to be like whatever your ceiling is going to be his floor.
Right.
So I just thank you for what you're doing and for adding so much value to Buffalo and to wherever you go. So
I appreciate you so much, for sure.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. So that wraps up another episode of We Are The Ones podcast. Make sure y'all follow us on all of the major streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, on Audible. Make sure you hit us up on YouTube as well. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Hit us up on social media as well. We Are The Ones podcast across all of the major streaming platforms.
And remember, keep winning on purpose because you are the one we've been waiting for.